What's happening, everybody? Tyrone Bowman live. Welcome to the program on this evening. According to The Hill, the final presidential act for former President Biden was that of granting pardons to his family members. According to The Hill, the headline reads Biden pardons family members in final minutes of presidency. So let's unpack this story and find out exactly what happened here. President Biden announced pardons for members of his family in the last minutes of his presidency, a shocking development as President elect Trump's inauguration is underway. The blanket pardons were granted to his brother, James Biden, his sister in law, Sarah Jones Biden, his sister, Valerie Biden Owens, his brother in law, John T. Owens, and his youngest brother, Francis Biden. My family has been subjected to unrelenting attacks and threats, motivated solely by a desire to hurt me, the worst kind of partisan politics, Biden said in a statement. Unfortunately, I have no reason to believe these attacks will end. Biden said the pardons do not acknowledge any wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be viewed as an admission of guilt. They cover any nonviolent offenses from January 1, 2014 to Sunday. The pardon for the Biden family members came after a number of them testified before the then House Oversight and Accountability Committee, as it investigated both President Biden and son Hunter Biden in a probe of influence peddling. While President Biden pardoned Hunter Biden in December, he had not yet done so for other family members, risking continued congressional oversight. Last week, House Oversight and Government Reform Committee Chair James Comer, Republican from Kentucky, had called on the incoming Attorney General to bring contempt of Congress charges against James Biden, accusing him of lying to the panel during a deposition. You know, these people are always out on personal vendettas when it comes to the Democrats. You let them tell them the Democrats can do no good and they're the only ones that can do anything right. Though President Biden's saccharine and wholly ironic rantings of political prosecution and weaponized prosecution of Hunter Biden are specious, they are inapplicable to the non-prosecution of his brother James Biden, who has lied to the United States Congress and has faced no accountability to date. Comer wrote in a letter last week in a letter to Pam Bodie, Trump's pick to lead the Department of Justice. I want to encourage the department under your leadership to hold James Biden accountable for lying to Congress to protect his brother, the soon-to-be former President Biden. No one should be above the law regardless of his last name. Really? Is that the game they really want to play? No one should be above the law. Just think about that. The MAGA Republicans are talking about nobody should be above the law. The GOP, the MAGA GOP-led probe, was broadly an impeachment investigation into President Biden. After a lengthy probe, the committee issued a final report accusing the president of impeachable acts, rolling out the accusation shortly before the Democratic National Convention without ever taking further action. The investigation never uncovered evidence of a key claim, but both father and son accepted a bribe, and the former FBI informant who made the claim pleaded guilty last year to fabricating the claim. So how can you trust a lying snitch? Let's take the word informant out of the equation. They're snitch. Isn't that something? Nevertheless, Comer's recent letter suggests the GOP was not walking away from the investigation or its plan to review various Biden family members. James Biden was a business partner of Hunter Biden, making him another key figure in the GOP probe. The party also accused the brother of being a backdoor for the president to be able to accept foreign money. However, the funds exchanged between the two brothers reflected a loan. James Biden repaid his brother after two major business deals, one with a U.S. company, while the other came shortly after a deal Hunter Biden secured with a Chinese company. Both transactions occurred after President Biden left the presidency and before he returned to office. Well, let me end by saying this. Isn't it ironic? People who lie, cheat, and steal and cause all kind of problems for everybody, are now talking about ethics, morality, and accountability. A tree is known by the fruit it bears. And a lie is a lie is a lie, no matter how many times you reshape it or tell it. And former President Biden had every right to pardon whomever he chose to pardon, as other predecessors who came before him had the same right. Never surrender, never quit.